Hey guys, how's it going? Thank you so much for being here. My name is Mandy, if you are new, and today we are talking about the top inserts that I use or print, I should say, print or have printed for myself or ready for the week. So in a couple previous videos ago, I talked about the ones that I print. Most likely they're printing, but there might have been one or two that I just had ready from like Happy Planner or something, but I talked about my monthly ones. Well, today I'm going to talk about my weekly ones. If you're new here, I am a Frankenplanner. I use a lot of the Happy Planner stuff. I use an 8.5 by 11 big with, disc bound, but I have probably more of my own printouts, planner inserts that I've created in here. I just absolutely love trying my own thing. And I love like a partial guide in a planner. So I like to be able to have something that can guide me, give me the ideas for what I want to keep track of that week. But I also like the freedom of making my own thing. So today, you are probably going to see that in many of the printouts that I make sure to print on a weekly basis. There are just, most of the time, I try to print enough for a month. So I most of the time will print these in the, the beginning of the month. And I will anticipate needing them throughout the month. So I will print enough for each week. However, I feel like I always print something out for the week. And you're going to get to see those today. So number one, and these are only in an order for basically of my planner, and it's the way that I set it up so I can easily access these throughout the week, but they're not in order of, me printing it first or anything. This is just like kind of getting sort of a flip through of how I would go to my planner in that week. So the first thing that I actually make sure that I have ready to go for the week, or one of the, that's in here first, is some kind of meal plan page. Many times I get a little overwhelmed and I think I really don't need this, but really I do. Even if it's just talking to my husband out loud as to what's going on this week or the upcoming week, looking in the fridge or freezer to see what needs to get cooked, all that stuff. And so usually I can do this in the middle of the week. A lot of times I'll do it on my phone, but I always end up somehow putting it on paper because that's just how I work. So I saw that we had some things to go for the week that we already had, where we could save money because groceries have gone up so much. So basically we finalized this is just like today, you guys, we finalized our groceries today and, got that done when it's Sunday, and usually we do that on a Friday. So, I had to do this. It's like the inevitable. So I always have these, or some kind of printout of paper ready, but I do have my own like meal plan. Again, I haven't even said this, but many of these are available in my Etsy shop. In the description down below, I will have the link to my shop. And if you can't find something, let me know too. Hopefully, as I'm editing this video, I will remember to link all of them. But in case I can't or don't get to, they are in the shop and they shouldn't be too hard to find. But this is from my meal planner, and I just started thinking of different meals and the things that we need, and it kind of, as I mentioned, kind of guides me. And then I had to write down what we had going on, and then I like to write down a prep list. So on Mondays I like to prep. So this is a very helpful sheet that I will either print new of every week, or I will have available in my home section here. As you can see, it's right after my food inventory, so you're getting to see like what else comes with my meal prep, or am I saying that right? My meal, I just can't think of the words, but this all comes in that bundle on my shop. So as you can see, I have a few different sheets that I can pull, but I probably need to pull a couple more. This should last me the rest of May though. So if I didn't already have those, I would print something or get a notes page or something. But I keep those in my home section, and then once we're finished, I'll put back in my home section, and at the end of the month, clean it out. The second item that I do tend to end up printing every week, because I just love creating my own thing or changing it up a little bit and needing to, because when I do create a weekly spread, usually I use it and then I figure out I need to do a little bit of changes to it. But this week, you guys will have to help me when I'm trying to figure out, it is Sunday and I need to prep for next week, but I have this weekly printed for myself. Or let me see if I can quickly go to it. Or should I use this weekly? So it's this page and this one. And then I've created this for myself on the back, and so I can track like meal tracking and stuff and use the portion fix from Beachbody. But what do you guys think? Should I use this one, or should I use the one that I originally showed you right here? So this is very catered to list making and different cleaning tasks. And then I put my declutter plan over here, category list making, but this is just for the week. I do have my monthly list section here, so it's not like it would take over for that, but I feel like whenever I have something like this, I end up not using it, but when I don't have it, I wish I did. Please tell me if you have that same issue. But this is one of my faves. I have not used it in a while. This is actually a lot of people's favorites on my Etsy shop. And I'm actually really excited to use this one this week. But then, you know, you just saw the other one. I love the colors. It's already decorated. It's already Sunday afternoon. I don't know if I have enough time to decorate my weekly. So I don't know. You guys let me know what I should use. And then I will maybe update you guys to let you know what I did use. But I do like this about it too, that I can either pre-plan for next week, like meal plan stuff, or I can use this for writing down my meals and other lists or whatnot. So I really, really love this planner. It is on my Etsy shop, and you guys seem to like it too. So if you're out there watching and you've bought it, thank you so much. And I hope you're enjoying it. So the second thing is a weekly system. I should mention at this point too that I sometimes don't use a full-on catch-all weekly spread like this. I will use what I'm going to say. I make sure that I print for my third thing. I make sure I print every week is daily or notes pages. So let me show you a couple that I've used recently. Daily or notes pages for me, it just depends on the day, but I will use it for either one day or maybe 2 or 3 days, maybe even a week if I don't have too much happening and I really just want to keep going with what's going on. But daily pages typically are like this. They're for your day. I love having my top 3 routines, some extra to-dos here. I ended up making this hourly a to-do section. This just went on for a couple days because I have a previous video about my FlyLady system, and I used a daily so I could try to get some stuff done because I just wasn't able to put any time to it. So I like using dailies, but a lot of times I will use them for a couple days. This one I used for a couple days. As you can see, I just keep adding to the to-do list, but I always make sure that I have a couple of these printed out. I will maybe print them at the beginning of the month, but if I don't, I print these at the beginning of the week as well, and I will print enough for each day. And that's why I do have some extra from the previous week, because if I use a weekly, I don't need them, but I always make sure I have some of these printed, because I also will sometimes not use them as a daily. I will use them as a notes page for a video or brain dumping or pre-planning, stuff like that. So number 3 is a daily or a notes page. They need to have space for me to track my focuses though. So if I'm using it for one day, great. But if I'm using it for more than one day, I need to make sure that I can still track my main focuses, like my meal plan, as you can see, dinner plans, my to-do list, other areas of my life, so other categories that I need to get like at least one thing done. So maybe my top 3 and a category for each one of them. Routines are important, and then either space or a section dedicated for my exercising for the day. So now number 4. This isn't something that I necessarily print, but it is something that I make sure to have, are note pages. So a lot of times this is when I will pull in my Happy Planner note pages. As you can see, like I have some sections here where I have had to make notes for a video, because when I have thoughts that need to be saved in my say YouTube or creating printables for Etsy, I need to make sure that I have things ready to go. I can't be sifting around trying to find papers or anything. I do have a notebook that I can grab, but that's where I grab every week to get a few more sheets of paper in case I need to take down some notes. And sometimes it's just notes on homeschool. Like right now I'm researching curriculum and stuff like that. And I need to make sure that it is there and ready to go, because I will most likely be interrupted by a child, and then I will forget my train of thought. So that's number 4, making sure each week I have at least a few, or I've printed up my own note pages, just like this one right here. This is my favorite note page as of yet. I have some with frames, I have some without frames, and they are very much like my dailies. Like I could use this for a daily. Number 5 is I have to print out my homeschool weekly. Now the reason I print out weeklies each week, I might print a couple at a time, knowing that in case I may not end up having enough time to print things out if we have a busy weekend. But I will make sure that I have my homeschool weekly printed out, so that way I can start prepping for the day. If I don't do this, I find that we skip some things that I really just don't want to skip, and our routine isn't established or consistent enough. So a homeschool weekly it's something that I am not currently always doing, but as of these last 2 weeks, I have been printing them consistently, and I definitely want them to be on my weekly focus list of either printing or making sure that I have it ready for the week. Number 6 is my son's work plan and planner sheet. So for my son's work plan and planner sheet, let me just close this up. I print this for him, so it doesn't necessarily go in my planner, but when I wrote my notes for this video, I thought, well, what do I really print? Like, this is actually part of my printing routine on a weekly basis. And the reason I don't print, I do try to print up a couple extras just in case I don't get to my printing that week. But the reason I don't print this too many extras is because I've been just playing around with it, making sure it works for him. The first one I ever made, like I didn't have lines here, and he really did need the lines. My son is 8, he's in 2nd grade. So, but I just love creating, obviously, I love creating pages that can help somebody, learn good habits, and to just organize, their life so that that way they don't have to worry about all the little things. So, this is something I print for him. So this is his planner page. And then I also print his work plan on the back. We probably take a break from using this about once a month, just because I don't want it to get too old for him. And when he sees it again, he's excited. And yeah, so this is another thing that I print up every week. However, it doesn't go in my planner, it goes in his. And finally, the other thing that I print up, or I should say if I don't necessarily print up, I make sure something is ready to go for my week, is a Bible or faith journal section. So I haven't been using, I use my undated one because, well, let's just say I thought for the longest time I need to use this for a whole week, and then I felt like I was wasting paper, wasting space. But then I realized, you know what? You're still making it a habit, and it's not to read the Bible every day. We actually have made that a habit. It's taking down notes. I just don't always take down notes, but I do like having an ongoing gratitude and prayer list for the week. And I always have something printed for my week. And as I mentioned, if this lasts longer than a week, I still have something ready to go for the week. So a Bible or faith journaling pages, definitely something I create and make for my week. So just to recap, I have my meal plan page, I have my weekly system, whether it be my whole week, my catch-all, or I have my make sure, the third thing is my daily or notes pages, which I will use either dailies or for a couple days. I also make sure that I have some happy planner notes pages. I mean, they could be any note pages, but my homeschool for weekly, and my son's work plan and / planner sheet, so it's double-sided. And number 7 is my Bible or faith journaling pages. So let me know, what are your guys' top weekly usage pages? Or if you guys print your stuff and have a Frankenplanner like I do, what are your top printable inserts that you guys print up every single week, or just print enough to make sure you have them to use on a weekly basis? I'm really curious what you guys do. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up to let me know. If there's anything you're interested in, of course, it's linked down below, but if there are some things that aren't on my shop yet that I just cannot keep up with because I'm always trying to perfect the items, but if there was something in here that you saw interesting and would like to see it in my shop, let me know, and I will move that to the priority of to get in my Etsy shop list. And otherwise, you guys, I just really hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. So have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. Bye.